And right now it's time for us to get deep into our communities. Today we are going to Sunyani, and obviously let's talk about children's parks. Children's parks are actually supposed to be a recreational and relaxation centers and hub for parents, for kids, and yeah, they're actually very important to a child's growth sometimes. But now, the state of the Sunyani Children's Park has actually been abandoned for several years, leaving it in a very deplorable state. We actually have questions. How are the people, taking this? Do children even understand the importance of this and that they actually need it? Do parents really understand that they need to take their children to the park sometimes to have fun and for recreational reasons? Well, Michael Sapa From our Bono regional correspondent has a report on this, and he's going to take us straight into it. And when we come back, we'll be asking the right questions and getting the answers.
Once a bustling hub for recreation and learning, the Sunyani Children's Park has deteriorated into a shadow of its former self. The park's library, once a center of curiosity and education, now lies abandoned and unused. The grounds are littered with refuse, and the space has become an informal shelter for vulnerable individuals. Despite repeated calls over the years, tangible steps toward redevelopment have not been taken. Journalist Lawrence Ebuajan is leading a renewed charge for action. Undeterred by past inaction, he remains vocal and committed to reviving the park.
The park has been there, unattended to. In the 90s, people came here to read because we had a children's library within the park. We had some playgrounds as well where children could come and then engage in certain activities.
Students from various basic schools in Sunyani have shared their dismay over the park's condition and voiced a desire to see it restored.
Since I came to police school from nursery to JHS3, I don't even know that this is children's park. What I know is parks and garden. I don't know there is even library over there. I'm pleading with the municipal assembly to come and redevelop our children's park and our library.
They are throwing rubbish. When someone take rubbish from his house, he come and put it here. So it is destroying the place.
I'm not happy because if you look at this side, there is a library there. But because of how the place is, no one can go there for children to read books and develop their vocabularies.
Parents have also weighed in, expressing both concern and hope for the park's future.
It's very sad to see the place this way. In fact, when we were young, this is the place we were releasing stress. These days, you see our children, obesity and all those things setting in because they don't have even a playing ground. And even some of the schools don't even have football field for them to play. So places of this nature should, be maintained for children to be able to get a place to play during vacations and holiday weekends and other things.
The place has been taken over by our brothers and sisters who are having mental problems, and other guys who are also into weed smoking. They have taken over. So Sunyani Children's has no future when it comes to children's park, where they have to come and do some games and do some studies. So the place has been left for so many years unattended.
Research and Treje, the municipal chief executive for Sunyani East, has responded by outlining proposed plans for the park's redevelopment.
One of the places that I personally visited is that particular place, that is the children's park. I will personally lead the team to Nananom, Sunyani Traditional Council, to also engage them, because I'm sure Nananom too are quite concerned about the place, and if we get a private developer to develop the place, Nananom too will be happy.
Wow, this is interesting. And this is actually my first time watching this report, and the first thing I said was, Jesus, is this a children's park? It's actually very surprising.
Yeah. This is a very worrying situation, because when I was growing up, there would be an organization, or the teachers will organize that we go to the Ifwa
Sutherland Park. Yeah.
It's also in a bad state now. You really can't go there now and go and play.
Right.
But these parks are meant for children to learn. So you go to these places and you play, you learn, you use the train. Those times there was a trainer that you would pay a fee.
Yeah.
You'll be in there, take you round, bring you back. Children are playing, children are moving about, doing their day-to-day activities when they visit these parks. But today, what are we seeing? What we are seeing is screen time. The children have been locked indoors to just play games, to watch Coco Melon, to watch the cartoons, to watch the toys and all that, play indoors. So the child may grow up and will be able to go about his or her day-to-day activities by knowing the book or learning on screen. But bringing the child out to play in environments like this is also very important.
Yeah.
Aside that, if you want a place to relax, a relaxation place, you could go to the park, organize a picnic, stay there, and relax.
It's actually a very good place for bonding too.
Exactly. But now everything has been sort of commercialized. So if you could go to this park and it's been subsidized by the government, now you go to a children's park or a park where the children will play. I know there is some at Lakeside, there is some at there is some also around Jowlu, all for
even North Lake on the botanical.
But you pay for it.
Yeah, true.
You pay for it. You take your child there, and your child is in this train or is in a car or something, and within 10 minutes you are told that it's done. You have to pay again.
It's 10 cities.
Exactly, it's expensive. So the ordinary citizen cannot take the child out there to play. Aside all the things that we need in this world, you also need time to play.
Exactly.
Because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah.
And you are going to have your children that they are going to be dull. They are not able to operate well.
They cannot socialize.
Exactly.
They cannot socialize.
Looks like we are now glued to the nuclear family system. And if we are even supposed to go out and play all that, we don't have places. You don't have somewhere to go and sit. Look at the nature of the children's park in Sunyani. Not to talk of what is in the Ashanti region in Kumasi, and also what is in the Greater Accra region. I think, I think it's under the Parks and Gardens. Yeah, Parks and Gardens. They are ensuring that these places are kept well. Then you can rake in revenue. It's even a place that you can even generate enough money.
And it's very worrying because it has a ripple effect to every part of our lives. Not just, the child's growth, but also to the child's education, because we talked about the library. They talked about the library. The kids want to go to a place and read. And then they are surprised that, there was actually a library here. So what happened to that? If probably they can't even get access to the libraries in your schools, this could have been a library for them to actually come out and read. And also, now, to the development of the child that we were talking about, if you look at the trends now, talking about screen time and all that, if you look at the trends now, and kids don't even have a relationship with themselves no more. Everything is on the phone.
Yeah.
They communicate through Snapchat, they communicate through TikTok, they communicate through social media than even calling themselves. How I even realized this, one time I asked my son, I was like, so you are going for a party? He said, yes. So call your friend. I don't have his number. Why don't you have his number? Because he's your friend. Why don't you have his number? Oh, we said we talk through Snapchat. And I'm like, what? So if something happens to you and I want to reach out to your friend because I want to find out where you are, I have to start looking for his Snapchat handle.
Before you be able to
are you serious?
have a conversation.
So I think it's a very serious issue. It might look like it's not serious, but I think this actually affects everyone. Yeah. It affects the future of the country too, whether we like it or not, because recreation is important.
Very important. Very, very important. And we cannot stay in a society where we do not have places to, say, play. It's becoming expensive because you go to a place like Aviation Social Center where we have, even Aviation Social Center, is it functioning?
Oh, yes. The Aviation Social Center is actually functioning, and they have this other children's, not children, like a family facility in it, but you got to pay through your nose. You got to pay. You got to pay.
It's expensive.
But it's very interesting. It's colorful. It's beautiful. You have fun, but you just got to have money.
But you see, even with these places, the child would be able to run around.
Yes.
Like one of the parents
and
made
be in
mention of.
touch with nature.
Yes.
You know, be in touch with nature, breathe clean air, touch grass, touch reality, touch grass. Not everything is concrete. Touch grass, have fun.
I think something should be done about it immediately. If it has to be revived for the place to be moving. I'm looking at it from a lot of angles. How we are going to generate revenue from this, how the children will benefit from this, how they move away from the classroom things. Saturday and Sunday will be there. People know that they are going to relax and all that.
How families can bond.
Exactly.
Because
They
families are no
find-
longer bonding. Everybody is so busy, there is nothing to do. You know that there's actually really nothing to do sometimes.
Of course, there is nothing to do. Sometimes you drive through Accra and there's actually nowhere to sit. Unless you drive to, say, Ebri and go and sit down at the Ebri Gardens, Botanical Gardens, and even...
But how many people can also drive that far?
To that place.
Because it is very relaxing.
Yeah.
Truthfully, it is very relaxing and, you know, fresh out there. But how many people can drive that far?
Sometimes you get to Ebri Botanical Gardens and you see that a lot of people are there. That tells you that people really need places to relax. And I really don't know why places of this nature are not being kept well. Or maybe they are not receiving enough funds to run the place.
Well, that could be another thing. That could be another thing.
Maybe, if maybe you are not receiving enough funds to run a place, it could be given to a private sector. Yeah, a private sector could handle the place well.
But the private sector will also want to generate funds, and that's what we're talking about. That it might be expensive.
It could be a PPP, private-public participation, public-private participation. You can get some government support in there. You can get the private sector also in there, working hand in hand for us to get places that at least we can also stay. We can also use for recreational things. We can also go and at least move about our day-to-day activities. But if this is not done, certainly it's going to be a big problem. You are part of the conversation. You can join us 0204-447033. Let's get it interactive. What do you think about children's parks in the country, not only that of Sunyani, but around the country? If really you think that these parks should be revived. And also the private ones, what we have for the private ones, they are way expensive. They are way expensive. Like I keep saying, you take your child there and within 10 minutes, they are like, your child is done playing. You have to pay again and you'll be leaving.
100 cedis for one kid is not enough. And you know, children, I want to try this. I want to do that. Oh, I have not done that. I want to do this. I want to do that. And obviously, you want to make your child happy. So definitely, you have to come in with a full purse always. And how long are you going to do that for? Because it's not always that you're going to have a full purse. And now, let's trickle this down to our mental health. You know, the issue of mental health has become a very serious conversation that everybody's talking about. I think if we have these centers, especially the parks, it could also be a relaxation spot for individuals. Sometimes all you need to do is just walk out there and just sit and just put your leg on grass to relax.
And have connection with nature.
Yes, the connection with nature is serious. It's like we're losing almost everything. Our houses are all concrete. The cement is everywhere. Like there are no grasses again. So sometimes we just really need this. It's just like, you know, going to the beach and relaxing. It has its different, it has its feel too. So I think this is also part of it. All right, so we are opening up the phone lines for you to join the conversation. All you need to do is call the number 0302-784-968. 0302-784-968. Let us know, 969. Let us know what you think about this conversation and what should be done.
And what do you make of the parks that we have in this country? Are you hoping that in the near future we will have places, or the, say, if Wasanaran Park will be revived, the old things that we were doing, that is with the children's park, will be revived? Where do you actually take your kids to when it's weekend and to have this relaxation, or try and bond with them, have time with them and all that? Where do you really go to get these things done? But it's just interesting that what we are saying from Sunyani is just appalling.
All right, so we have Mary on the line. And Mary, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for joining the conversation. You're welcome. So, what do you make of this conversation?
This conversation is very, very interesting because in this country, I think we are really struggling in this country, and we don't really have anywhere to sit, anywhere to even go and have some fun just for free. We don't have it. Here at Mitoka, we have some place called garden, Gateway Garden. Maybe tomorrow I'll take a video, a little bit of a video, and then send it to you guys so that you see how the place is. A lot of people are going there just have some fresh air, just that.
Right.
And looking at this, I don't even know what to say. It's a very beautiful and a very nice place. And if we will look to the government to do something about this place, we will benefit. People will come and they'll be making money, the children will be happy, and there will be development in this country. And our youth will also get some work to do here. People will get a work, people will be happy that, at long last, Ghana is moving forward and our country is doing well. So they should look up to this and they should do something about it. Where we are here, we don't have any park. We don't have park here. Before you go to any park, you have to go and pay a huge amount of money before. You can even use some part of to do swimming pool for the kids and then the children, the adults. It will be very good so that when they come, they will also be happy, and then it's good. So thank you guys for bringing this thing up. This will do it. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you for joining the conversation. And I think Mary is speaking our language.
Yeah.
It's important that these...
Because if you'd have to relax, you are going to pay more for the private ones. And I don't know, those places are not even big like what we have compared to, when you say you go to the government ones, they are very huge places. But why are these places abandoned? I don't know. There should be a reason. I wish we got in touch with an authority or somebody who is in charge of this place to really let us understand why the place has been abandoned. We have Charles from Navrongo online. Charles, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What do you make of this issue?
In fact, it's pathetic. This park was constructed when my old man was at the Sunyani police station.
Your old man, that means your father?
Yes.
Wow.
And it was, in fact, I played in it. Right now, I'm about 67.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know that road just passing through goes to Brekum and Co. Yeah. In fact, it's pathetic seeing all these scenes.
Do you know why? Do you know why it's been abandoned?
I don't know. But it seems somebody somewhere is not working. Because parks and gardens are there. What are they for? And they are receiving salary. And railway workers are there abandoned. So what is happening to Mother Ghana? It's pathetic. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. And he says he's 60 years.
67.
67 years.
Yeah.
And this park, he was playing in there.
Playing there.
So why couldn't we have kept it?
A maintenance culture?
Maintenance culture is poor, it's bad. But you see, if we keep it, even serves as a tourist site.
Of course it does. Of course it does. And it also keeps people in business. Because at the end of the day, we are talking about there are no jobs. But if you have a place like this, there could be someone making popcorn, there could be someone making cotton candy. You know, it just creates business for each and everyone too. And we have Ibrahim on the line joining us. Hi, Ibrahim.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining. And where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Tumu in the Upper West region.
All right, okay. So what do you make of this conversation?
Yeah, I think with these facilities that they've left to go rotten, I think it's really affecting our livelihood, especially considering the children. I grew up in Kumasi, and if you take the Kumasi Children's Park, where is it situated?
Is it a Ratway Park?
No, the Kumasi Children's Park.
Okay. It's different from the Ratchway Park, right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That's where we grew up. You know, it's just at the center. So you have the stadium on the other side. It's closer to the market. Like, it's just at the city center. It's easy to locate there. And we had a lot of fun there. We had a lot of fun. And it has a library in there. So we can just go there, have studies, and you can come and relax, have a page, a whole lot of things. Now today, if you get there, it's turned into a forest.
Wow.
It's anytime I pass there, it breaks my heart because it really shaped us. We had a lot of things. We have a lot of memories from there. And you know, they say hotel there, Justice Hotel. So mostly, and it used to be one of the biggest hotels around that time because we have a lot of visitors coming. So you see people come, they troop in. But today, it has turned something else. So if the authorities can consider and revamp and bring this thing back to life, now the social media is taking it like it's getting out of hand. As you stated, a kid can just get glued to a screen. They don't even interact with their colleagues anymore. If no Cocomelon or being on social media, nothing interactive with their peers. So I will plead with the authorities to invest there, and I believe this kind of investment can pay for itself.
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. Like I indicated, this is not peculiar to Sunyani.
Sunyani, yeah, no, it's everywhere.
No. Because I also know the Ratchway Park very well. If moving from the children's park in Kumasi, it's also deteriorated. I don't know why we can't keep these parks. I don't know whether we would want to move away from these parks and get the private ones and be milking the citizenry. And I don't know why the private ones can be able to keep it and the public ones cannot be kept.
Right.
Because if the equipment you are using at the private facility, say you are charging 15 Ghana cedis, and the public one you are charging 5 Ghana cedis, look at the number of people that will come for the public one, and though people will patronize that of the private one, but you're still going to rake in some money. Maybe if you're not going to run it at a loss, but you may break even. Yes. We have another caller on the line joining us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you are calling us from?
I am David. I'm calling from Ablekuma Farm Milk.
Okay. Share with us your thoughts on this issue.
Okay. It's very simple. You know, this situation this nation has been facing, we have to go to the fundamentals, how it all started. It's about killing the fire of patriotism. And when you kill the fire of patriotism, everything collapses. Not only from the parks and gardens, but all avenues of life. That is how the situation is right now.
And if you say killing the fire of patriotism, what do you need to mean by that? Is it that things aren't going well, that people are disencouraged, or they are not encouraged to move on with things in this country, or to
for
maintain?
somebody to be disencouraged, it means that the person before had courage. But here is the situation. We don't even know what to protect. We don't even know who we are. We don't even know what we are fighting for. So it's all about, we are just doing the wrong thing all the time. And if you look at how the situation is with all the avenues that are collapsing in our country, like health and all the parks and gardens and other things I can mention of, you can see that there is somebody in charge. And this person must be patriotic in order to watch over their they are leading, in order to bring out the good work that Ghana needs. And you can see that these people who are leaders even take money from people, money that they are not supposed to take, before they give them the opportunity to work. And such a person should get the opportunity. They will also try to exploit somebody who is coming for fun. And this is how we are killing the nation daily.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts with us. He's talking about patriotism. I think to some extent it's true, because if you do not get the best in the country, you don't become a patriotic citizen
Exactly.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You are not really don't want to put your all inside, because people will move away from this country, go to the United States, go to UK, and even at dawn you see people jogging, running around the park. Others will be playing football on the park. Others are running. People are just seated, having, is it called, lovers bench?
Yeah.
Seated close or by the park, getting some fresh air and all that. Maybe this thing should be revived. It should be revived. It should be revived, because if nothing is done about this, we are certainly going to lose almost all our parks and our tourist sites, and eventually
we're going to lose everything.
Yeah, our kids are also still going to stay indoors.
Yes.
They wouldn't want to move out, because the little money you also have, you wouldn't want to take your child to a recreational facility where you are going to spend, say, 300 Ghana cedis or 500 Ghana cedis. And you're thinking of how you can use this 500 Ghana cedis to prepare food at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Exactly. And you know, with this spirit of patriotism that he's talking about, let me use the Jagba syndrome for example, but let's talk to Pastor Simon first. So, hi, Pastor Simon.
Yes, hi. Oh, you guys are doing marvelous work.
Thank you so much.
And I'm so grateful about this topic. It is a hard time that we should address these issues, because it's become unbecoming in this country. As if Ghana, we are not part of the world anymore, because we don't know what's going on. We don't know whom to blame and who to take the responsibility of this kind of things that are going on in the country. Mm-hmm. And it's a high time that our leaders should sit up. Our leaders should sit up and make sure that they should, take properly accountability of everything that's happening in this country. Yes, they shouldn't think about themselves and their selfish interests. Mm-hmm. So we should really take this country forward, as our president has promised us. So it's a high time that we should open our eyes to see all these things, because Ghana is deteriorating day in, day out. Even if you travel just across Africa here and you come back to Ghana, you cry. Ghana is being deteriorated day in, day out, being sinking. They can't get it. And during the era of during the era of Kwame Nkrumah and those things, you see what good things that our former presidents have done in this country. And now see, we should be under the 21st century. See how things are being bad in this country. So you guys are doing marvelous, and we hope the leaders will hear this and or they will see it, and they should take serious measures concerning your discussions and everything.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
We are with you guys.
Thank you.
I think by time being, God will intervene. So we as a citizen should renew our minds towards our country.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think he's saying the same thing everyone is saying. And talking about, the Jagba syndrome that I talked about, if you become very unpatriotic, if you stop having interest in the country, that is when you would want to just leave. Do you understand? So like the other caller before him spoke, if you're not patriotic about anything, you're not interested about anything, you're just interested about your own survival. So when people are interested in their own survival, this is how they act. They don't just care.
Yeah.
They don't just care. They put them in positions and things are messed up. Everybody's thinking about their pocket and not about the and not about the good of everybody or what everybody will benefit from the structure, or say we're talking about the park or the park. It's just about their pocket, their pocket, their pocket. And that is what unpatriotism actually does.
Yeah. There's a message coming through. It said, the children's park should be handed over to private sector like banks, beverage companies. The last time I visited Nigeria, some Onodo companies took charge of all children recreational centers and supported and promoted any juvenile event. This is coming from Samson from Pamblos. But in 2017, okay, before we go on, let's engage Nilate from Gamashi. Good morning.
Philip.
Yes.
You are Lati. I'm Nati. Ni Nati actually Agu.
Thank you for joining the show this morning. What was your comment on this park?
I think I think this morning you guys are done so excellent and you brought relief to some of us. As a community support specialist, I would like to say that the indiscipline we are facing in this country, honestly, is the responsibility relies on the police authority. Our police system is porous, is bad. The police is so irresponsible. It looks as if the police do not know their ethical and moral responsibilities to the public. Let me tell you, in US, even portals, it's the duty of the policeman to report to the authority. Pothole. It is the duty of the policeman because the police use the streets most of the time, chasing people so that they don't want to create any accidental situation for themselves. So just common portals is the duty of the police to report to the authorities. This children park is the duty of the police. You see, the act of policing is just like it's not going about arresting people, but anything that will lead to law and orderliness in the society. That is what you report on. And then you follow up to ensure that it's solved. We don't have good police system. It's so bad. And if our police will be up, for the tax, you see how this country will change. There's so much corruption. The police are careless in the respect of, I don't really know how what goes into their training.
So you think that some sort of the deterioration happening at the park could be placed at the doorsteps of the police? Is the police supposed to go in there and arrest individuals who are not managing the place well, or what exactly?
That's part of it. But when a police notice, like, what we're talking about, the dilapidated children's park, it should be concern of the police. Here in the case, you see weed smokers and all, hooting around that place. It's the concern of the police to make sure that place is kept. All that the police must do is to report to the authorities, and they follow up to ensure that that place is secured and comfortable for the public.
So, in your opinion, now that we are having the parks in this deplorable state, what will you say that should be done to either revive it or bring it back for the general public to get benefit out of it, or to be beneficial to the general public?
Of course, revive it. That is a thing that we should all have. But after we revive it, what is? How about the maintenance? It's very important. But I'm telling you, the fundamental problem of all that we are talking about, the fundamental cause, is the police. We have a bad police system, and the police must, live up to the expectation. It's not about chasing criminals here and there, but also, hey, calm down. See what really, can be done to contribute to the welfare of the people. Not just crime. Not just crime. It is the duty of the police to ensure that every home is happy. There is happiness in every home.
Okay. Point well noted. Many thanks for joining us on this show and sharing your thoughts on this. From what he's saying, I think I also understand where he's coming from. That the police has to take charge. If you are noticing that a particular area is not being kept well and it's deteriorating, it's going to create a den for the miscreants to go there.
Right.
But if you also see that this place can really be dealt with, it should be dealt with and dealt with
Yeah,
well.
so basically they're supposed to like enforce that neighborhoods are safe and the communities are actually
because in
abiding.
Ghana we don't have sheriffs.
Yeah, abiding to the law.
Yeah, we don't have sheriffs. So once we don't have sheriffs, certainly the police has to do something about it. In the year 2016, or rather 2017, 16th October, August 2017, there was a story on this, on the Children's Park. Then the municipal chief executive for the Sunyani Metropolitan Municipal Area, that is Mrs. Richardson Amakumi, made some sort of pronouncement on this. I'll read it for you shortly. But let's bring Ambrose from Takrady on it to share with us what he also makes of the Children's Park and the entire parks we have in the country. Ambrose, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What are your initial thoughts?
Okay, so essentially, I like to necessarily focus on the leaders and the kind of leadership we have in this country. It is a bit sad to note, especially around the Forest Sunderland Park, that this park is closely joined to the ministries. And each and every day, we have all these big men plying that same stretch, going to various offices. Are they sure that any time that they take leave from work and they excuse themselves to go abroad and they visit with their children, they go to the parks, the various tourist attractions outside Ghana, are they sure that they don't see the need to replicate that same, that same culture, that same beauty here in Ghana? Are they sure that they don't see these things? Sometimes it's a bit baffling. If you, looking at the state of Sunyani, the Sunyani Park now, it's a bit baffling. Sometimes these leaders that we have, they ply these same stretches. They go to the office of the Registrar General. They go bid for the big contracts. When they are passing, they pass by these same parks. They see how the parks is totally destroyed now. Is it that they don't see? Is it that they see and that they just decide to just ignore? Now, if you look at the country now, everything has now become so politicized. We have no social structure. There is nothing addressing the social needs of people. Day in, day out, we see how people all of a sudden have issues with their mental health, and people are for want of a better word, people are quote unquote going mad every day. People are stressed for no reason. And as you rightfully said, this can be a source of healing to many people who are going through trauma. Just for the mere fact that as a parent, to be able to take your child to let's say, Forest Sunderland Park each and every Saturday, you make it compulsory. You go to the park with them. They can find a good and a cozy spot, just read. Are they sure, are these leaders sure that when they go outside, they don't see these things? Don't they see the lavish bench at various places, at various points in the city? Don't they see these things? Can they replicate these things? Now, if you look at Accra, it is obvious that the only recreational facility that we have now is the Bree Garden, the Bree Botanical Garden. And trust me, there is nothing to write home about that garden in any sense of the word. And it is sad that, now if you want to host a very nice, good picnic, you need to drive all the way from Accra to Bree. You need to drive all the way from Accra to Bree just to host a very nice gathering. There is no park available for the children to play. The children are just now on their phones, they are on their tablets. When these leaders come, these quote-unquote big men come from abroad, they buy consoles for their children to come, to sit in the room, in a small cage, to play games. Meanwhile, these recreational facilities can be a source of inspiration, can be a source of healing, as you rightfully said, connecting to nature. All these things help to bring up the social, the ability to socialize with other children. All these things goes a long way to help. And it is sad. It is sad that we are seeing some of these things. For me, I think that we need to critically take a look at the facility managers in this country. I may not necessarily agree with the guy that called earlier speaking about the police. I think the police have other important issues to deal with when it comes to criminal activities in Ghana. I think we should look necessarily at the facility managers, those whom we have given these facilities to be managed. I mean, the authorities who are in charge of these things. Are they sure that each and every time that they draw their budget, the maintenance cost of these parks are not in budget?
Beautiful, beautiful. Great submission there. He said it all, that these parks must be revived and what needs to be put in place to bring back the
But his questions are
parks.
legit though. Are you sure that as you travel to visit other countries, London, America, I mean the UK, America, the France and all that, you don't see the parks?
Oh, we see them. We see the parks.
You don't see the parks?
We see the parks.
You don't like those parks in Ghana?
Maybe there should be a hashtag going around, bring back
Bring
our
back the parks.
Bring back the parks. Because see, people are really dying. People are stuck in their homes. They don't know where to go. They don't know where to go.
And that's why it's also hard for with physical development of
Yes.
kids. There's no place to run.
No place to
The
run.
roads are all stuffed with cars.
We've paved our homes.
If it's not school,
Nowhere.
it's nowhere else. Where are the swings? Where are the slides? Where are the colorful toys? Like there's nothing.
Our beaches are filthy and all that. I think we have a bigger problem on our heads, so that must be worked on. But like I was saying, in 2017, the MC then stated that the children's park would be developed in Sunyani municipality to meet the growing need in the region. That is Mrs. Richardson Amakumi, who was the MC then, said that the assembly has received several proposals from local investors to partner for the development of the park located opposite the Bank of Ghana in Sunyani. Responding to a question on the state of the park at the town hall meeting in Sunyani, Mrs. Kumsin expressed discomfort that successive governments have abandoned and failed to develop the park. She said on the completion, the park would not only add beauty to the city, but would also improve the assembly's internal revenue generation. The meeting, attended by traditional rulers, civil society organizations, and a section of the public, offered opportunity for the participants to interact with the assembly. And it tells you that this has been there for a very long time. If the MC then is saying that successive governments didn't really work on it, the current administration, please work on it. At least get something done about this park immediately, because it's going to generate revenue, one, for the assembly. Two, it's going to create jobs.
Jobs, like I
now
said,
that
yeah.
the Mahama administration is saying that 24-hour economy.
That's
this,
it.
This
That's right.
this
That's
this
it right
park,
there.
This park
Exactly.
could run for 24 hours. You could have private investors coming in there. Somebody sent a message, Samson, before Samson's message, stating that you can get banks, you can get investors, you can get beverage companies and all that coming in to support it. See, we should bring back Ifwa Sunderland Park. We should bring back the Kumasi Children's Park. We should bring back the Rattray. We should bring back Sunyani Children's Park. All these parks are very important. It helps in the growth of the child, because see, the children that we have today are the next generation. We that you are saying that we were the next generation. This is our generation. We need to get it solved. For us, we will sit here, talk about it, speak to the authorities that work on it. Just don't make lip services like it's going to be done, and just within the 4-year period you are done, you leave, and nothing is done about it. If this park is really fixed, from the calls we received, it tells you that people are really bothered about it. People don't know where to take their children to. I can't take my child to, I don't want to mention any park's name, but to a private place that by the time I leave the place, I'm paying like 1,005 Ghana cedis. If
and that's just one child.
That's only one child.
So imagine people that have 2, 3, 5. Like,
maybe you can pay now, but at least the buck stops with you.
Yeah.
It's with you, the authority. Myself, I can't go there and fix it unless you engage a private investor, and then the person is that if I put in this amount of money, I'll be able to rake it back. So I think something should be done about it. For us here, we will tell the story, hoping that a change will be done. Maybe some few months from now or a year from now, something drastic should be done about this park or the parks around. And I'm sure that we will bring our cameras there and tell the good stories that the authorities are doing concerning this park. So I think that it's very important that it should be worked on.
It's very important it should be worked on. And also, it's important to also listen to the companies and individuals that say they want to actually come and help. And because I feel like
take proposals to the municipalities.
Take the proposals because I feel like they are not moving forward with this because someone might think I'm not getting anything from this, so I'm not gonna do it. So it's important to think Ghana first. The whole patriotism should come back. Yeah.
Take proposals, take the equipment there, take the things that you need to put on around there, sign a contract to the people. If it's going to be 60-40, 60 to the private investor, 40 to the government, or 30-70, 70 to the investor, 30 to the government, or maybe it's going to be used at a point in time after the private investor leaves it to the, but I don't think, no, the private investor cannot leave it to the state.
Please
because
don't.
We are not really managing it well.
Please
But
don't.
anyway, this is where we find ourselves today, and we've had a conversation on the Sunyani Park. But that is just a tip of the iceberg. It tells us that all the parks in the country really need to be worked on. Well,